was a sight for my soul.
What's up? What's good? What is happening? Welcome to my live stream. I am the actual King Smith, and this is my Tuesday vlog where I come on to talk about whatever the funk I want to talk about. I see this virtual background is not working for me, so let me get this off. Let me just do the blur effect. All right. How does that look? That looks a whole lot better. Okay. Well, like I said, my name is the actual King Smith because it is actually King Smith. That is what I pay my taxes as. And I'm happy to be here today. I'm streaming across multiple platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and I'm not streaming. Oh, I am streaming on X and Twitter or Twitch. If there's a like button on your platform, do me a favor and hit that like button. All right. And I appreciate the people that are going to pop in today. I do this live stream every Tuesday as a way to get stuff that's A, off of my mind, and B, try to bring some value to people out there. This is labeled number 49, practicing what you preach, when an almost car accident led to your boy being tested. So last week, vlog number 48, I talked about controlling the things that you can control and kind of letting go of everything else, because you don't have the ability to control the things that you can't control. You can certainly have some influence, right? But there's going to be things that you can't control. You can't control the weather unless you're Storm from X-Men. You can't control how other people think. You can't control how other people feel. You can't control what other people do. Why does it say that my connection is going bad? Come on, internet. I thought we had an understanding with each other. Hopefully, this is not blurry because I can't fix that. I'm not sure why it's coming through choppy. Give me a second. Let me see what this is looking like for y'all on my side. All right. Okay. It's not too bad. We can continue. All right. But last week's blog, like I said, about controlling the things that you can control and not worrying about the things that you can't. Let me tell you, that was on Tuesday. And by that Wednesday or Thursday, I forget exactly what day it was, your boy was being tested. I was definitely tested. Let me check and look at the early comments before I continue here. Shout out to Tarika. Says good afternoon to evening. Everyone, please hit the like button as you come in. Thank you, Tarika, one of the best mods out there. All right. And when this channel blows up, I got you. All right. I got you. She said, please show some support through a super chat. If you do feel inclined to super chat, I am appreciated. You certainly don't have to. That like button is what I need. And even a share. If there's some value in this message, people aren't talking about this kind of stuff. People are quick to talk about the Montgomery brawl slap across all of YouTube and social media. People are quickly talking about and sharing about that lady getting hit by a brick. I most certainly did. You damn right I did. Because there was a message even in that lady getting hit by the brick that I think people are just overlooking. Right before I went live, there was somebody on social media talking about men aren't protecting women. And I'm like, are we supposed to protect out of control people? I certainly don't think so. Okay. And are we supposed to protect people that have flat out said, I don't need no man to protect me? But then when they get hit by a brick, now they're saying, I got hit by a brick and none of the men around me did anything. You said that they weren't supposed to. Those were her words. Nobody put them words into her mouth like that. People will be quick to talk about that, though. Yet when you come on and you try to share a message of inspiring, that's not easily shared. All right. God happened to me, said, good evening. What up, boo? I went to the beach without you. Hey, I should change the background again. All right. Hey, shout out to Angie. Angie Trust is in the building. Said, you're what up, King? You're Brooklyn, Queensbridge, Yonkers, Timberland, Shun. I don't know if that's how y'all talk in New York, but that's what it sounds like to me. I appreciate you popping in, Angie. Salute to you. All right. And Michelle said that what you should do when somebody tests you or when you have something that's outside of your control, you press through. You just keep going. Absolutely. That is exactly what you do. Give me a second because I forgot to do something. Man, I should fire my assistant already for not being on par with what we have going on over here. Assistant, what are you doing? I'm gonna need for you to go a whole lot faster. All right. But normally I don't share this on my personal page, but I'm gonna do my Tuesday vlogs. These are gonna be shared on my personal page as well. But I gotta get through some stuff here. Almost done. I'm almost done. All right, it's set up. All right, so just last week I talked about controlling the things that you can control and not focusing on the things that you can't. Well, let me share with y'all what happened. I was headed to Walmart. People said that was my problem already, was I was going to Walmart late at night to pick up something. And at this certain intersection, when you make the turn, it's really difficult to see. Actually, no, it's not difficult to see. I was trying to find a reason to help this guy out, but I think the guy was just lazy because take a look and tell me if I was wrong. All right. So here we are. Oh, let me see if I can pause it right here. So, boom. You see right here, I'm in the second from the left lane, and those were two turning lanes, right? Okay. The car and the lane to the right of me is a go straight lane. Let's run that back. Let's run that back just to make sure that I'm not the one that's blind here. Okay. So I make the turn. I get into the second from the left lane. That's a turning lane. That car to the right of me, watch what it does. Watch what it does. Boom. Now, if I wasn't paying attention, that car would have hit me, but I stopped and allowed that Yahoo to go through. He eventually dropped somebody off, and I go here and park. But what you don't see is not on the dash cam. I do have the audio of it, but there wasn't a way for me to get it up and put it out there for it to make sense. But what you don't see is what happened afterwards. Now, last week I talked about controlling the things that you can control. The reason why I titled this one Practice What You Preach is because I got tested. That car, after it dropped somebody off, had the audacity to drive by me. And I'm going to summarize what he said. Essentially, it was like, you should watch where you're going. But he said it in a manner and a way that was extremely disrespectful. And I'm not even going to fully say exactly what he said and how he said it, because I'm not that kind of dude. But you should be able to catch the context of how he said it when it was said like this, boy. And at that point, because it takes a lot to really get me fired up. Like I could get hype, I could get crunk, but it takes a lot to get me pressed or heated, as they say. And in that moment, which is all caught on cam, because he didn't realize that I had a dash cam, I almost snapped. I almost was like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like right there in the Walmart parking lot. But he had no intention of actually listening. What I wished I would have done was been like, hey man, go on about your day, and just walked off. Or said something to the effect of, you know, I got a dash cam, right? Even though I still think that it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have cared. But he almost got me to snap. But what would that have done? He was inside of his car, right? He likely would have just driven off unless he was armed, which I'm going to tell y'all right now. Pro tip in life, assume everybody's armed. I assume everybody is armed in some kind of capacity. I don't understand why other people don't operate that way either. Somebody's having a bad day, boom, y'all get into an incident, and now they decide to pull and squeeze, and you've lost your life because their girl broke up with them earlier today. All right. Or they're a lady and they just got fired from their job, and now you cut them off in traffic, and oh, you know what? I'm tired of people cutting me off in life. I'm gonna cut their life off. See how things can escalate just like that when you had zero idea of what was going on. So I found it interesting and odd that life will continue to test you in that way. It absolutely will. And I was not going to be a hypocrite and come on here and say, hey, control what you can control. And then literally a day or two later, have the same thing happen to me. And then I blow up. How would that have looked? How would that have looked if people were filming that? And then the next thing you know, I'm on World Star or somebody's Facebook reel, black dude gets angry in Walmart parking lot. This is the type of stuff that I think about. I think about it often. I think about the chance that somebody who watches this can see me, see how I react to something, and then be like, well, King, you're not doing the same thing that you was talking about in your videos. Why should I listen to you? I think about that kind of stuff because it can happen. It is a small world, and it's even smaller when you realize that we're a lot more connected than you think. A lot more connected. Some people are a lot more related to other people than they might realize too. Being that I've traveled literally around the world, it's allowed me to have a different perspective in life than I think the average person. And notice I said the average person, not most. It's interesting that we have this thing called the internet, Al Gore's internet, and we can't figure out and understand that we have a lot more alike than we do apart. It's pretty evident in certain situations. Like Toastmaster. I'm going to Toastmasters this Thursday. I am a Toastmaster. I use Toastmasters to improve on public speaking as I've done some consulting work. Your boy has done some consulting work and have been paid for it. People don't know that. I don't talk about it. I should, but I don't talk about it. I use the Toastmasters to improve on my speaking for these vlogs. My Toastmasters club is one of the most diverse clubs for speaking that I've ever seen. A lot of different people, a lot of different backgrounds from a lot of different countries and places. I mean, there is probably every continent represented. I have to think about that one for a second. Probably not, but most in the last several years. People are quick to highlight the differences, but what about the things that we have in common? What about the fact that we all need oxygen to breathe? We all need nutrients to eat and give us energy. Okay. There are things that'll defer based on how able you are. But for the most part, the way we function isn't different from the person that's your neighbor to the person that you're across the street from. Too many times, like that lady who got hit by the brick, right? The reason why I also titled this Practice What You Preach, it wasn't just about me. She had several videos talking about how men don't need to be protectors. Yet when she got hit by a brick, what was the first thing she said? Why didn't none of these men do anything? Now, I'm not saying that she deserved to get hit by a brick. What I am saying is that if you're somebody who talks reckless, you should understand that there is a threat on the daily, because I think there's a lot more unhinged people that are walking these streets than people care to understand. I don't get how people don't see that. I don't get how people don't understand that. I do. It's why I was reminded, my brother called me this past Saturday, and this will be the last story I share. My brother called me this past Saturday, and he was remembering a story that happened to me in which, in my younger, more stupider days, is stupider a word? In my younger, more stupider days, I hit somebody upside the head. I might have been inebriated. I might have been feeling myself at that time. What I didn't see was that this dude had cauliflower ears. Now, for those of y'all that don't know what cauliflower ears, chances are somebody who has jacked up ears that are scrunched up or bruised is a fighter, like a real life fighter, meaning they might do this for a living. Okay. I hit this dude right in the side of his face. He looked at me and spared my life. I don't remember much about that night because I might have had way too much to drink. That was a long time ago. And that guy spared my life. I didn't know much about people with cauliflower ears then, but I do now. And if that guy wanted to, he probably could have ended me. And I might have had about 50 pounds on him at the time. Same height, about 50 pounds. But anybody with cauliflower ears in a fight knows some stuff that you might not know. All right. So in a straight up hand-to-hand situation, I don't recommend picking a fight with anybody who has cauliflower ears. Hey, if that guy's watching this video, thank you for allowing me to live. That's all I can say about that. Thank you for allowing me to live. Okay, because he could have messed me up that night if he wanted to. Angie said, I bet you learned that day. I didn't learn that day. I learned the following day. I learned when I realized what cauliflower ears meant. And I was replaying it in my head too. It's like, why didn't this guy confront me after I hit him? It was one of the things, it baffled me that he chose to not retaliate. That's somebody that had discipline that day. Another word that people are just surely lacking, discipline. How many letters is that? D-I-S-C, plan, discipline. However many words that checks out to be, there's a lot of people that lack it. I think that's what I'm doing my topic on next Tuesday. It's discipline. The discipline that's needed to do a show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6:45 a.m. every day, except for when you're sick. The discipline to take your butt to the gym and do a workout when you were in the sun in 100-degree weather for about 10 hours. The discipline that's needed to not go out and spend your money on things that aren't going to give you a return, or not investing in yourself or building for your future. And then when the economy crashes, now you don't have any assets or you don't have any money, and you're worrying about how you're going to pay your mortgage, pay your rent, pay your debts. Discipline. That's a word that really needs to be said a lot more. Shout out to Angie's son, by the way. I follow him on Instagram. Dude done got stupid swole. I saw his latest photos that was like, yikes. What is he eating? Bricks? Steel? All right. Shout out to Pete, said, hey, brother, what up, Greek Pete? He's somebody, discipline. He has a video out every Monday. He does a video called Monday Motivation. And then he does grooming and review videos, primarily about beards and stuff. He's got a nice flowing beard and long hair. Greek bastard. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Pete's my guy. That is my guy. Salute to him. Angie said he desperately knew you weren't a threat. People check them ears on your ops. Hey, I'm not even insulted by it. I sure enough was not a threat, and he knew that and spared my life. And Michelle said truth about me talking about discipline. Absolutely. So that is going to be my topic for next week. Unless something comes up and I'm led to bring up something else, I am going to talk about discipline. I might have talked about it in one of my prior lives, but I'm going to go into it a little bit more next Tuesday. All right. So look, I want to say thank you to the people that have tuned in. I appreciate y'all more than you know. If there's a like button on your platform, hit that like button for me. Help me out on the algorithm. That's the algorithm over here. Pete said, don't be jealous of the hair. If I knew what jealousy was, I might be a little bit jelly. I don't think I understand jealousy. I understand envy. I certainly understand envy, but I don't really understand jealousy all too well. All right, y'all. I'm about to go finish the rest of my day. Hope everybody has a great rest of your Tuesday. We are now into the fall season, or at least starting it. It is football season time. Okay. Oh, let me actually say this before I go. I get the joke. The people that say, oh, I let my wife or my significant other know that on Saturdays and Sundays, I filled out a permission slip. Stop. Stop. You are a whole grown man. Okay. Didn't nobody let you do nothing. Stop that crap. All right. I've seen way too much of that. And I'm just like, are men still? Because I'm not seeing it. Somebody's got to hear that last part. Toxic masculinity. No. I had to say that though. God happened to me said, great show. Was it a great show after what I just said? Let me know. All right. Hey, Michelle, be ready because I'm coming over to grab some cupcakes from you. All right. And then I'm going to go have me some dinner. And then I'm going to enjoy a cupcake for dessert. Y'all have a great rest of your day. I'm out. Peace.